Hey guys, it's me, Sonia, and we are back again for another video, and we're talking about tools for focus. Now listen, we all know that if we're trying to be intentional with how we're living our lives, we have to be focused, right? Well, listen, I don't know about you, but I get distracted really easily. Like, if you know me, I could be talking with you and then I go see something shiny over there and I'm like, oh, what's that over there? Or, hey girl, what's going? And it's not because I don't like you. It's not because I'm not having a great time with you. It's just that I'm able to get distracted pretty easily. It's probably part of my personality. I don't really know. It is what it is. But because I know that about myself, I have a few things that I use to make sure that I am focused in every area of my life, that I'm focused in how I live my life, and then I'm focused in when I start to do work and stuff like that. So I figured I'd just give y'all a couple of the tools, actually 6 of the tools that I use to make sure that I stay focused in my life and how I work and all those different things, okay? So now, before I get into my tools, tell me a couple of tools that you use to stay focused in life. I would love to learn because I'm always thinking about new ways and new things to help me focus in on life, okay? So I'm going to break down 6 different tools that I love that help me. The first couple are kind of like, the first 3 actually are kind of just general things that help me in life. And then I talk about some things that help me when it comes to needing to focus in on certain things at work, or like if I'm working on a project, okay? So let's get into the first 3, all right? The first one is a good planner. Yes, a good planner is so important to have, okay? Because it helps you figure out your life. It helps you keep track of the important tasks that you have and the things that you have to keep on track of for the week, right? Now, I'm gonna give this man free advertising because listen, this thing has transformed my life, and this is the Full Focus Planner, okay? Now, I love this planner because it breaks down things in a way that I honestly live my life by as well. I live my life by building out what I'm going to focus on for the week, and then what am I going to focus on for the day, and all that kind of stuff. So this planner really helps me with that. Some key things in a planner is that it has, and I'm not going to show y'all my stuff, so I'm gonna give you a blank page. And I don't know if you can see this from here, so I'll show it. I don't know if you can see it, but we'll talk about it, right? So with this planner, it is a day-by-day planner, and it breaks down your task list, and then it also gives you room to put in your appointments. Now, I actually use this for real because I try, when I'm at work, I try not to get too attached to my email, because my email does get me distracted a lot. Like, I will go in there and start answering emails and forget about the task at hand. So sometimes I actually even close down my email client. So it's so important that I have my little appointments here, so I know my next meeting, right? And I don't have to depend on the calendar. Now, I love what he does with the tasks because he breaks them down with kind of like your big 3 or the focus 3 of your day, and then you can write the rest of them below. And I love that because it allows you to really actually get some good wins, because sometimes we just write a long list, and then at the end of the day we may do 1 or 2 things and we feel horrible because we did not complete our list. But if we actually paid attention to those tasks, we realized that we did 2 big things that took a lot of time and that were super important to get done. So they actually are a bigger win than you think. And I think having the big 3 tasks helps you to hone in on that. Like, if I get those 3 things done, I have won, okay? And then the other thing that I like about this planner is that every week you're taking a moment to review your week. And I think it's just so important. If you follow me long enough, you know that I'm always talking about a weekly review, reviewing your week, reviewing your goals, and all that kind of stuff. And in this planner, he actually has his own weekly preview. And I use a lot of the elements of it, but I really try to focus in on what I do. Okay, I talked a lot about a planner. Listen, because my planner is bae. Okay, like it. If it ain't in the planner, it don't exist. If it isn't in the planner and on my calendar, it don't exist. I don't know that I'm supposed to do that. The second thing is the dream week. Now, I love the dream week concept because it helps you build out the best week that you could ever think of. Like, this is the week where I do all the things that I want to do in life. I go grocery shopping. I do my meal prep. I exercise. I do all of my morning routines. Like, I put in everything that's important to me in this week, right? And when I do that, it gives me a goal to look at, a goal to focus on. Like, okay, I know that this is my ideal week. This is my dream week. If I do this thing on Monday and I do the thing that I said I was going to do on Wednesday, I have won, right? Now, of course, life be lifing. So you may not hit the dream week every week, but you do get a chance to make that happen, right? And you now have a place to look, right? Also, when you're thinking about your life, you may think, man, I have no time whatsoever. Well, when you actually sit down and build out a dream week, you realize that you actually have more time than you thought you did. So if you want some help with that, honestly, I actually have a quick resource on my website about that. I'll put the link below, but you can purchase that and build out your own dream week and figure out, well, what's important to me and how can I make that happen every single week, okay? Then a good routine. Actually having routines that help you get into your day will help you and cultivate a life of focus for you. If you have a morning routine, you should have a morning routine where you are building upon the things that you desire, your dreams, your goals, right? Some of the things that you say are important to you should be in that routine. Honestly, all of us are living by routine already. It's just, is that routine helping you get closer to what you dream to do? Get closer to what you say is important to you. Really take a moment to pay attention to that and see, like, is my life actually, honestly, like, and aside, okay? Pay attention to your life. We say that we have these things that we want to do, but does your life actually look like what you're desiring? Is your life actually conducive to what you say that is important to you? It's so important that you're actually assessing that, right? Actually paying attention to what that looks like. And hey, I got something for that too. Just the link below. I'm not even going to really advertise it, but it is a life audit lesson. So if you're interested in it, definitely go down. But it's just so important to me that each one of us is living a life that is intended for us. Like, we're not here just because cells came together and we were built, right? No, there is a greater purpose for each one of us. And it's so important that we're living this moment. We only have a small amount of time on this earth. And I want to make sure that everybody is impacting the world with what they're dreaming of. Okay. So that was an aside. But a good routine is what you need. All right. A routine to start your work day, a routine to end your work day, a routine to end your day. Like, when you have these routines, it helps you to cultivate a life that is full of focus. All right. Now, we've done with the general things that help you, or tools that help me learn how to live a life of focus. Now let's get into it. When we got to get something done and we are just trying our hardest to get things done and we're struggling, here are 3 more tools that help me immensely. Okay. Number 1, a good playlist. Yes. A good playlist. Get you some music. You in the back, you just working. Something that is gonna not snap your attention away from the work at hand, but give you kind of like a soundtrack to keep you moving. For me, for the most part, that's instrumental worship. If it's worship with words in it, then I'm going to be singing and I'm not going to be doing work. So I put on some instrumental worship, or I put on jazz because I love jazz, right? So what would be that type of playlist for you? Is it jazz? Is it movie soundtracks? Because I know people love movie soundtracks, and sometimes there's some really good soundtracks out there. Figure out a playlist that's going to help you cultivate the environment that you need to get work done. A second thing is a good app blocker. Listen, let me tell you. Instagram, YouTube be distracting me. All right. So sometimes I literally have to block the app so that I can't do it. Most phones have some things built in, but maybe you need to have some extra protection in there. So find a good app blocker that's going to help you get focused in what you need to do. And then finally, have a good rhythm going. Now, this is something that even I'm playing with now, but there are different ways and different things, different rhythms that you can do to make sure that you're staying focused and then you're actually given some time to give yourself rest. So for instance, there is that Pomodoro technique where you work intensely for 25 minutes. You just focus in and get the thing done for 25 minutes. And then you have a 5-minute break. Another technique I've learned of is where you can, it's called the flow method. And it's actually in a book that I've been reading called Sacred Rest. And it is where you spend, like you take a 90-minute chunk of time and you just focus in and get that work done. And then you take a 20-minute break. It can sometimes work for you, but I'll be honest, I have a shorter time span than that. So it didn't try a shorter attention span than that. So it wasn't working that much for me. Another one that I'm actually playing with and seeing some success with is something that my executive coach helped me. Yes, I have an executive coach because coaching is important. But anyway, one thing that she mentioned is that we're trained to have hour-long meetings. So why don't you make your chunks hour long? So we're playing around with making like a 50-minute chunk with a 10-minute break, right? And I'll be honest, I'm actually having the best success with that because again, my mind is already trained to go into an hour meeting or a 50-minute meeting or a 45-minute meeting. So any way it works, figure out what routine works for you, what rhythm works for you. Because when you figure it out, oh my gosh, you're going to knock out work. Okay. Now, if that was super helpful and you got something out of it, definitely subscribe because I have more of those things coming your way. So if that was helpful for you, go ahead and check out my 3 ways to regain focus video. You want to learn a little bit more about how to use these tools or how to actually get back into focus when you lose it. Check out that video. It's called Regain Focus. It's going to be linked at the end of this video. All right. So if this was good for you, if this gave you what you needed, I have so much more for you. Go ahead and subscribe so I can help you learn how to acknowledge your dreams, live by your principles, your life values, execute your processes, your dreams, all of those things, and then build your intentional life with winning practices. Okay, let's get intentional together. Have an awesome week, y'all.